the 2012 time period. So a lot of things have changed. There's been a lot of, different, programs that have come up. We've been in a pretty good economy, consistently for years. And it just has me thinking that, can it be this good forever? And some things are probably working for practices right now that are not going to work if we were to go into a downturn or recession. And I want to give you a model on what I believe a recession-proof practice looks like. And they're very specific things that we're going to talk about. We have a 6-year case study that I'm going to go into. And, strategies that work not in just the veterinary industry, across any industry. So this should make a lot of common sense, but we're not going to get stuck in the nitty-gritty stuff. We're going to get right in, but I think let's go into what is recession prevention for a veterinary practice. So first thing is, what is the current outlook right now? Just a quick snapshot. In the recent article I saw from the VHMI Insider's Notes is that, general growth is up 2.5%. However, patient visits are down. So to me, that is a very bad sign if people are coming in less and you're making more money. I mean, it means you're maximizing the visit, but anytime someone's coming in less, it means there's less relationship, less face-to-face time. And so driving visitation is key to a successful practice. That's a concern. The other one is new client growth. New client growth has sort of stabilized. I believe, in my opinion, you don't have to agree with me, but when things are really good, everybody has jobs. People aren't thinking about their financial situation as much. You're just not paying attention to all of it. But, would that continue to be the case if the economy were to go down? In other words, people aren't moving because they're just not really thinking about moving. And some of the reasons they would have moved or would move in a down economy, they're not moving right now. So it could blindside practices. And let's just go into a little bit on what that looks like from a consumer perspective and how that will tie into your practice as well. So the 80-20 rule, let's just talk about this first. The 80-20 rule just applies to any business model. That is, 80% of your profit is going to come from 20% of your clients. And so these are extremely valuable clients to your practice. Usually, one person needs to be replaced by 20 new clients. And if new client growth isn't happening like it used to, we absolutely can not afford to lose a top 20%er. But here's some of the things right now questions I wanted to ask you is, when money is at the front of people's minds, who is going to spend more money to get new clients in a practice? In other words, if there was bad news or there was an economy downturn, financial reasons for doing things goes to the top of people's minds, where it's probably not right now. When they do that, who's going to spend more money to get new clients in the door? Independent practices or heavily funded corporations to really try to take advantage of that situation in that time? The other question I want to pose as we get into this is, will we see similar trends to 2011 and 2012, where the Brackey study came out, the Bayer Brackey study came out, and it was 25% of owners polled said they would change practices for a coupon or a special. Now, right now, I think those coupons or specials will have some impact, but they're not good. They wouldn't have the kind of punch that they would have if we were to go into a more financially aware situation. Let's just put it that way. So, do we want to sit and, just kind of operate as usual, or do we want to risk it that way and kind of do everything like everybody else is doing in the industry? Or is there a better way to play your hand? And if you have a better way to play your hand, my suggestion and recommendation in this webinar is play your hand first. You beat everybody to the punch. You're not responding to situations. You are proactive, and you're sitting as pretty as you could in what would be a not ideal situation. So let's get into a case study. Let's just break this number down. This is a real client. I'm happy to connect you with them if you really need to talk to them. They're a pretty well-run practice, but we started with them in 2012. Their goal was, they saw the math of what I showed them in a webinar versus discounting and rewards. And I proved them with math and how rewards are more profitable. She just said, come on, sign me up, let's do this. So we implemented the program with them in 2013. Their visits at that time, total active clients in their system was 3,900. And their total visits to their practice was 16,791. You can see every single year we've seen increase in visitation and active clients. That is healthy growth. And their growth is a lot more than the national average of 2.5%. They're more like 7 to 12% every single year. They've been breaking records since the first month we've been working with them. Currently today, I just checked this today, they have over 4,900 members of their practice. And so Their current membership fee that they're charging is $120. So they did implement membership. This is what I call a recession prevention, way to target. And I'll go into that. But when they first started and we launched with them, their membership fee was $80 a year. Now everybody's renewing at $120. So we have significant membership revenue. And I'll go into why that's important regarding recession prevention as well. So let's take a look at some of the building blocks for them. Number one, right now they have over 5,000 members. And I'll explain why that's important. Number two, they stopped discounting completely in 2013. Anything they did on discounting, I said, we need to get rid of that. We need to trade that for rewards. And I showed them exactly why and how we implement it. So we did that. Number two, they have higher prices than they've ever charged before. And it's their higher priced practice in the area. That does not, you do not have to be the lowest priced practice to be recession proof. That's what I really want to go through in this webinar. Also, the 5,000 members have $20 to $50, $150 on average in veterinary service value all the time. So all of their members are constantly getting rewards and they have $20 to $150 of value. Do you think that other practices couponing in the area is really going to sway those people to go somewhere else if they're happy with the service, they have value, they've got exams, they've got these things that are tied to membership constantly? They're not. So that, to me, that is one of the most important parts is if somebody's going to be aggressive with trying to lure a client, you already beat them if you have membership and value loaded. And I'll show you how to protect price points along the way with that. But they've created exclusivity, a sense of tailored offers. They have a huge military client base that's in their community, and we developed a specific membership for that group that's been a home run, obviously 6 years straight. Obviously, you can do all the above, but if you don't do the regular things, providing amazing atmosphere, having it just a great culture, friendly, cutting edge technology, just trust and a positive environment, then the rest doesn't make sense. But I'm assuming everybody's, doing that at this point, especially if you're on this webinar and you're a DAP member. So let's break down the components and why they're important. You've got membership, you've got rewards tied to the membership, you've got strategic incentives. This practice pre-sells items. That is very important because when people pre-selling is a big part of increasing spending, visitation, and other things, which I'll show you. And they just deliver it all consistently for many, many years. So they have a reputation. And their visits are always going up. The reason why visits going down is a concern, even if you are making more money, is what I call ROR, return on relationship, is more important than ROI. So you got to get your ROR really strong, and your ROI will always happen with any type of marketing you're doing with your practice. So let's break down that first component, membership. It works. It works for the best companies in the world, Costco, Amazon, whether it's season ticket holders for sports franchises. It doesn't matter what business we're talking about. We've been in other industries as well, the craft brewery industry, entertainment industry, they all have it. And so membership is considered a high value by consumers today, especially if it's done right. It's an emotional leap to a business that takes them from fee for service, just paying when they come in, to a deeper commitment. Don't diminish that or realize how important that is, just that mental leap that happens when you become a member of something. Number two, if clients are really going to be loyal, they'll pay for it. A lot of people say, oh, we're loyal, we have our top clients, all that stuff. Well, if they are, then why not charge a paid membership for them? Why aren't they paying you for that? Why don't you have proof, additional proof, to prove that relationship is as strong as you're saying it is? So I think membership is really important to that. It gives exclusivity. It gives that feeling, that concierge feeling. It gives you a platform to deliver that, and has, we already talked about high perceived value for higher engagement. So membership is a concept, I believe, that is absolutely necessary for, preventing, impact from a recession. Let's talk about paid membership and give you an exact model of what that looks like. Now, we are not new at this. We have helped practices all around the country. I've consulted with some of the top companies in the industry, and we've helped practices bring in $30 million in membership revenue alone. That case study I just shown you, there's not one practice in the whole entire industry that has that many clients on a wellness plan. So the membership model should be the base, and wellness plans can work, but you have to have high adoption and high participation. So this is a template many of our practices are on, but 2 exams is included in their membership. They've got a nail trim, they've got a night of boarding included in that, or some type of other offer where it's low cost to the clinic to deliver, but high value perception for a client. It's all about bringing back those visitations. the visitation. Cash back. This is where you implement a virtual currency or veterinary dollars. That's dollars that are only usable at your practice. And, our practices are either doing 10% cash back or 5% cash back. I know some people get scared. We've been dealing this for 7 years. Like, oh my gosh, our profit margin isn't that. The cash back is just a virtual currency that's given in reward dollars to your practices. Trust me, there's other levers we can move to make sure you're making profitability, like increasing membership fees, increasing prices across the board. The cash back is just really getting some money, some high perceived value, money instantly into your client's hands at all times so that they see that they have money available at your practice. And another component that's been pretty popular is a 1 or 2% donation to local pets in need. We help practices get that all set up. It's really, really easy. And essentially, you're just donating it to yourself. So you put money aside into your own fund and you start to pay yourself for probably all the charity that you guys are already doing. You tie it into membership. You thank your members and say, oh my, thank you members. We just saved this pet's life. We just were able to take $700 out of the, pet care fund for our practice or in our community. People love it. They love to be a part of it. It seems like a small benefit, but it really does, it does work when it's tied to membership. We track it all in our technology as well. And when we first started, a membership like this would be, $80 a year. We can help you price the membership depending on what area you're in. But it has to be kind of a, wow, I'm coming in, I'm doing this, and we just convert them, really easily. So, but we have practices that started at 80 for the first year. Now that they're at 120. And so it depends on your market, your pricing, the pricing of your exams. Some of these things will help you price it out, but a kind of standard across the board has been 80, and then we just help you bump it up every single year. So let's talk about what's tied to membership. What makes the membership work, and why does this, the math doesn't lie here. So discounts are terrible. I'd love to get rid of it completely. All of our clients do not discount. And here's why. The word discount is already associated with these words. Synonyms would be, drop, loss, fall, dent, diminish, depreciate. Does anybody here want to be associated with this? When I've spoke at seminars, I ask everybody, not one person in the crowd will raise their hand and say, yeah, I love it. I love that we discount. But at the same time, not one person in the crowd really has an alternative that's going to work well. And so, if you are discounting at all, you have to have a trade that's really you can kind of get off of it. It's like a drug. But discounts are likely to produce less loyalty. They're 100% immediate cost to the practice. You're not giving any incentive for people to return. You're actually setting yourself up to compete with other businesses, because if they got a coupon for you for one thing, then they're going to be looking for coupons from other businesses as well. It makes price the focus in their mind. We don't want price to be the focus. We want to get them off of that. We want to charge full price. We want to give them rewards, but we don't want price to be the only thing they're looking at. It devalues the profession in general, and it's not the smartest way to address financial concern. And if you ask people, why do we discount? Most of the time, 90% of the time, they're going to say, because we want to address their perception issues of money. So hopefully I'm going to give you a much better way of doing that. That's proven. Let's talk about rewards. It sounds like something cheesy, hokey. We're not talking about points. Points are hard to understand. We're not talking about POS stamps and things like that. Those are okay. They're going to be like a level of a 1 to 10 when it comes to running a program. Real rewards, real currency, usable towards services at your practice is what's going to work really well. We have 7 years of data. We have a 48% redemption in the first year. So all of our clients that launched in the first year, they got rid of hard discounts that they had, and they launched and replaced them with rewards. And immediately they're saving 52% on that loss. That's a big jump. That paid for everything they pay us right away just on that. But even long-term, years 2 through 8, we have 8 years now in the books on data for veterinary practices. You're going to see a maximum 74% redemption. Well, discounts are 100% redemption. So you're immediately saving 26% there long-term with everybody redeeming. However, when you're giving rewards, it always guarantees future visits to your practice. They don't even get to use it unless they come back. So you're guaranteeing loyalty with that. It disempowers competitors because they always have a value or reward on their membership. Rewards are earned for paying full price, and it's value associated with their rewards. They feel like you're earning it. It's not just some cheap discount that's handed out. It makes price increases easier. It's very easy to raise the prices in general when you've kind of got people's focus on, they're seeing they're earning rewards. They've got $10, $20, $30 coming in on different visits. That takes their eyes off of just the price. You can bump those prices up easier. We've proven that for a long time. It also cements the membership value for increased membership pricing over the years. Just think about Amazon Prime. They've got criticized really hard for $75 price point, or $79 when they first came out. Now they're $99, and it's probably one of the most successful memberships ever in the world. So it works, rewards work. It just has to be done the right way. So the rewards currency is basically casino money. And you know what happens? You know why Vegas has you exchange your real money for casino chips as soon as you get in there? Right there. They spend it faster, 140% faster than real money. Vegas isn't stupid. A currency for a business makes sense, and it works in veterinary medicine as well. So this is the principle you're applying with implementing a rewards currency and getting away from discounting. So let's get into another key point of recession-proofing your practice: selling in bulk. This is a big deal. People will not leave your practice if they've already paid for it, right? And some people could be thinking, well, I don't know, it's hard to get them to pay for, their whole year's services. And yes, it is, but sometimes it's possible, and you can. And if you don't offer it, you never will. So we're really going to help you pre-sell items, or we suggest you do. You don't need to use us to do it, but pre-selling is gold. It's loyalty gold. People will spend the money faster after they do it. If they buy 10 boarding sessions from you, they're going to go through those sessions faster than if they just pay every time they come in. So that's a big reason. It guarantees future visits. And if enough is pre-sold, it completely shuts out all other options, takes it completely out of your clients' minds. It's the championship offense and defense at the same time. And so it's really a practice that works. And I'm going to show you exactly how we implement it. But selling in bulk is a recession-proofing strategy. Here are some coupon or pre-sell items that you can do, and that we've had practices do. Selling exams in bulk. Buying 5 at a time, buying 10 at a time. It does two things. You know what happens to a client who's sitting on the couch and teetering between, should I bring my pet into the practice today? Basically what happens is they're like, well, I already have an exam. Let's just take them in. And so we saw that week 1. We had a practice that launched the membership, included a couple exams. The lady brought a cat in that they didn't even know that the owner had. They hadn't come in 3 years, had $1,000 in periodontal disease, and it was that membership, it was the exam that they had already purchased with the membership that came with it that triggered that visitation. It brought $1,000 in revenue the practice wouldn't have had. The pet was taken care of, and the owner needed that trigger to really stop that procrastination. So I don't know why it works that way, but a strategy works. And so pre-selling items works. Anything we can do, we want to offer it, and people will buy it. Trust me. So we covered membership, we covered rewards, we covered pre-selling items. Let's go into some final thoughts on recession-proofing your practice, and then I want to open it up for some questions. Number 1, wellness plans. They are still being touted for 7 years. I still can't believe it, but touted as the answer for the industry. I've talked to consultants for some of the biggest brands in the industry, and the biggest brands don't even know if they really work. There's a heavy cost to doing it. There's a lot of problems with it. There's people not knowing what's included or that's included, and they thought they prepaid this. There's so many issues with it, and they're low conversion. If you want to do them, great. They work for a certain demographic and a certain amount of your clients, but it won't do the job as far as really protecting your entire client base. Membership works. It's great for loyalty and revenue. It protects your price points because it gives you additional ways to make money, i.e. membership revenue. So you have money coming in from membership. Costco's #1 source of revenue is membership. And then also the rewards actually allows you to raise pricing easier. But membership delivers that financial value before competitors do. That is the key to recession proofing with membership as a strategy. So I'm going to get into questions, and I just real quick, why would you, if you do want to implement some of these strategies, I know we went through it quickly, and you probably have some questions. I didn't want to take a lot of your time here, but why would you want to work with us, and why me? You're kind of saying it about yourself, but I'm a leading membership expert in the industry. We started the first memberships. I kind of looked at wellness plans in 2012 and said, this isn't going to work. That first company went out of business and didn't even launch with half of their clients. I knew exactly why, so we launched it. But in terms of membership design, any company offering anything with loyalty, we started first. They've got a lot of their ideas from us, number 1. Number 2, 7 years of experience. We know how to deliver paid memberships. We are the only company in the veterinary industry really helping practices drive paid memberships. We have robust technology. I'm not going to get into that today, but we have a web-based platform they can run that you can run off any computer or mobile device in the practice. We also have a 100% mobile solution. The practice doesn't need to learn how to literally push any buttons or do anything in your practice software. It's all through a mobile device that your clients will download, join your practice, purchase memberships, purchase coupons. You'll make money while you're closed. We have practices. I had a practice that did almost $500,000 in collecting money right over a mobile device. We're the only company in the industry offering mobile payments. So if you want the most advanced technology, we have it. If you want kind of you're scared of cell phones and don't believe you want an app for your practice, that's fine too. We have a way for you to do that as well. But we've helped generate over $30 million in membership revenue, and we have a guaranteed and proven system. It's simple. We're going to get you results. And if we don't get your results, we don't make any money. And the last reason to work with us is because MWI, and Julie said so. That's kind of a joke, but Julie's been working with us and MWI DAP members for a long time. And it's been great to have her, helping promote and talk about what we're doing to help, practices. So I appreciate you guys coming on. Let's talk about pricing, and then we're going to get right into your Q&A, and then we'll be done. But pricing, we do have a sponsored rate. I have a sponsored right now for the next 10 practices where they are covering the, the upfront fee, and this is covered with MWI. So we're really excited about that. And it's really simple. There's nothing to start. There's no risk, and 0 to 100 members. Sorry about that. That should say 0 to 100 members is $99 a month, but you don't pay us anything until we're live and we're active. So it's just monthly. It's month to month. You get up to 100 members, maximum $99 a month for that. You're going to be making much more than that in paid membership. We'll prove that to you. And after that, it's just a pricing tier based on the amount of clients you have. We have clients with, on average, 300 members is probably what we have across the country. In some bigger markets or bigger practices, 3 doctors plus, we're probably going to see, up 400 to 1,000. But we have practices with 3, 4, 5,000. We have one practice that had over 7,000 members of their practice. And so 500 plus members, it's $360 a month. You'll be making that off of just a few memberships and membership revenue. And we guarantee it, or you don't pay us anything. So we've made it really easy financially to work with us with nothing to risk. So what is the next step? The next step is I'd love to give you a full demo on the ways that we can run it in your practice, get key people in your practice on board. We can do that demo with several people, your front desk person, your owner, your practice manager. That's the best way to do it. We'll get the copy of this replay that you can give to other people in your practice. And so we'll do a full demo. We'll lock in area exclusivity. We are locking in demographic areas with our company. And just take advantage of that MWI sponsored pricing for webinar attendees in the next 10 days. So there's no risk. You can email me right now, brian@rethinkvetsolutions.com. We can schedule a one-on-one appointment with you and the key people at your practice. You can also book an appointment by going to rethinkvetsolutions.com and using the appointment booking button there. So at this point, I want to open it up to questions on the chat. Thank you guys for listening in there. And I hope this gave you some real solid new ideas to look at, what you can do to be proactive in the case of a more competitive and, higher price conscious downturn in the economy. It may not happen. I hope it doesn't, but I mean, anybody who's thinking knows it's going to happen eventually. So let's get into the chat, type any questions you might have, and let's answer them. Thank you. So I see a couple people put in here. Hey, Matthew, thanks for coming in. And Andrea, thanks for coming in. And any questions? What do you guys have? What do you guys think? Do you discount? Do you have military discounts, dental discounts, any type of discounts? We can help you get rid of that. But what kind of questions do you have? Or did I answer all of them? Just go into the chat, top right button, and type that in. I see people still on here, so I'm assuming that you guys have a question or would like to hear the answer from somebody else. If you have a question, though, I would just be the first to. Usually, one person puts one in, and we go. We do rewards. How do you explain that discounts don't work anymore to clients? You don't explain it to the clients. The clients don't need to know that. I guess I don't really understand the question. Switching discounts for rewards is 100% advantage for the business owner. However, when you take away, for an example, we had a practice that had a military program for 10% cash back. It was pretty simple. We just kind of had a trade. We said we're no longer offering that discount. When they came in, we said we're moving you to a membership. In that case, for that group, they said the membership is going to be free. They included just cash back with that membership. So they traded the discount, took that away, replaced it with the rewards. And they also, in this particular time, offered a little bit of rewards just automatically loaded with that membership. So when someone came in and expected the discount that day and they weren't going to get it, they wanted to make sure that feeling, they didn't feel mad. The clients didn't feel mad. So they pretty much said, here you go. We're putting you on a 10% reward now instead. And we're also going to give you $20 in service money that you can use in your next visit. So that $20 got loaded. They feel like they got paid. They had to come back to use it. And they also got rewarded for that visit that day. So it all depends on your practice. That's part of the strategy we implement and really show you how to explain this, how to have conversion, how the front desk, tech team, doctors, DVMs, everybody can work together for mass conversion. And that's what we work with you on. Next question. We have clients used to nail trims being free. Well, if you have clients that, anything you're giving away free, you have to think about, like, we're giving something away. Why are we going to give that away anymore? What are you getting from it? And so it's the same principle, kind of like, okay, well, we're giving you this, but now we want to ask a little something from you over here. So why not move them to you can do a free level membership. You move them to a membership where, they can get some cash back and they get, some nail trims maybe for a year. But after that, you kind of phase out of it and just say, look, here, you have that membership, but here's the paid ones. If you want it, this is what we're doing going forward. So sometimes it's a hard cut the cord process. Sometimes it might be a year, where you're kind of unwinding from that. But the strategy is really different. Every practice has a different client base and it depends on those expectations you've built. But, nail trims, if you're used to doing it free, I would just tie it to some membership, somehow, because then you can at least have them in the data. You want people to have rewards. You want that all to be tied together. You don't want to have people, getting nail trims over here and maybe doing rewards in different areas. We do have our clients implement specific targeting. One right now is we're helping practices that have, if they've already converted 60, 70% of their client base to a paid membership, we're helping them implement a free membership now where they're not giving away the exams, but they're usually giving a lower percentage of cash back. So instead of, 10% or 5%, they're giving a 2% or 3%. And then they're also, with that, they're putting them on a free level of membership. And in that membership, it's usually a vaccine booster or maybe one nail trim to get them back. And it's especially good for new clients. It's almost like a new client's basic membership because when somebody comes in for the first time, you really want to cement that second visit. If you don't cement that second visit, your likelihood of keeping them, you might still be high right now, but you can be higher. I mean, if you have 70% of people come in once and they're going to come back in the future, you can get that to 90%. And if that's 50 new people a month or 100 new people a month, you want to get people involved in membership. Membership is really where you want to funnel all your clients. And so convert 70% to paid, create a free one, create a couple benefits just to get them in for that second, third visit, get some sample of what rewards feel like, and then boom, every time they come in, you're working on conversion to a paid membership. So I hope that helps you understand how to work the rewards on that aspect. Thanks, Andrea, for that question. Anybody else have any questions on just understanding the membership? Maybe you have a question, do we work with your practice software? Yes, we work with every practice software. We have practices in Australia. We're starting to grow in Australia. And so this works anywhere. It works in other countries. It works with any practice software. And let's see if we have any other questions. I'll leave this open as long as you guys are willing to ask questions. I'll sit here and answer them. But what other questions do you have? Let's see. All right, I'll give you guys just a couple, 20 seconds if you want to type in. Anybody else has another question? Otherwise, thank you for tuning into the webinar. I know you guys are plugging in the middle of your day. And let's see if you guys have one more question or two to field. And if not, we'll end the webinar and let you guys get back to work. Go ahead and send me an email right now, Brian@Rethink Vet Solutions, and just put demo. I'd like to see the app, or I'd like to see how you process this on the back end. Go to rethinkvetsolutions.com as well. We do have another webinar that is in there now, which kind of goes through some of the technology, and we will get this out to everybody immediately. We'll just upload this and get this to everybody. So since I'm not seeing any other questions, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we look forward to talking with you, and we'll get this out to everybody that was registered in the webinar. Hope you can watch it, but look forward to some meetings with you and getting started.